Hello my dear students, I welcome you all to your history online class. So in today's class we'll be dealing with your fifth chapter from the ancient history that is known as the Sangam age. So if you have seen the previous video regarding the Mauryan Empire, where we mainly focus about the three great rulers known as Chandragupta Maurya, the main founder of the Mauryan dynasty, followed by Bindusara and his son Ashoka the Great, who is very much famous with the Kalinga war that took place in the year of 261 BC between King Ashoka and King Karbala, and it was fought in Odisha state. So mainly today we'll focus on the Sangam age, which is also one of the most important chapter of your ancient history. So let's get started. When we talk about the Sangam age mainly it has been divided into three types of age. The first we talk about the head Sangam age, followed by middle Sangam age, and the third that is known as the last Sangam age. So in the Sangam age, the topics or the states will mainly focus is known as the South Indian states. So South Indian states mainly are the Kerala, Tamil Nadu and the parts of Ceylon. And at present the Ceylon is also known as the Sri Lanka with the capital known as Colombia. Next, talking about the rivers. So when we talk about the Sangam age, so many of the Indian states like Southern Indian states along with the rivers also that are also a part connected with this topic. Tungabhadra, which is in Tamil Nadu, as well as the Krishna, the very famous river, which are also connected with the Sangam age. The next topic we see on this chapter is known as the sources. So we all know whenever we study about the ancient history, we mainly focus on the two types of sources. The first is known as the literary sources and the second one is known as the archaeological sources. The first in the literary sources, what we see is exactly the poets and the authors, their contribution towards different kinds of books or the works that they write, and mainly focusing on the topic of the kingdom, about administration, and even here they also were the Pandyan kings who were mainly focusing with the help of the poets about the Cheras dynasty as well as the Cholas. So in the literary of the Sangam age, how the poets as well as the authors, they have contributed with lots of efforts to mainly highlight about the empire or the kingdom, talking about administration, land revenue system, which were the different types of dynasties that also came under the Sangam age. The next sources we discuss is known as the archaeological sources. So archaeological sources are the most important sources because in this mainly we will see with lots of inscriptions like coins and different types of tablets, etc. So under the Sangam age, when we talk about the archaeological sources, it mainly focus over the inscription, and the inscription we all know it is a writing method which are also carved on the rocks over the caves, etc. So under the inscription we have got mainly the two types of inscription. The first is known as the Ashokan inscription. Ashoka, we all know he was one of the great ruler of the Mauryan dynasty, along where he also wanted to preach the religion known as Buddhism along with his son Mahindra, daughter Sangamitra, as well as his whole unit of the empire in order to spread or propagate the religion known as Buddhism. So similarly under the Ashokan inscription, what we mainly study is about the rock edicts. So total under the Ashoka there were 14 rock edicts, and mainly the rock edict number 2, it mainly highlights about even the Cholas as well as the Chera dynasty or the kingdom, that what was the system of the administration or the military system, what kind of weapon were used, even that we can get through the second rock edict of Ashoka. Next topic we see about the megaliths. So megaliths we all know it is also a large stone which is converted in order to make different types of monuments, buildings, and even it has been made like a dikes in the river bank in order to make a lots of boundaries in order to stay away from those kinds of invasion of your rivals or enemies. So in that way also we focus on the megaliths as it comes under the archaeological sources. The final sources under the archaeological is known as the Hathigumpa inscription. So under the Hathigumpa inscription, it mainly tells about the King Karbala, who was being defeated by Ashoka the Great in the Kalinga war in 261 BC, and it comes under the Odisha state. And the last topic for today's class is talking about the poet. One of the very great poet of the Tamil Nadu during those times of the state as well as under the Sangam age was known as Tiruvalluvar. who wrote a particular book emphasizing on the system of their unit, their district, the area, the people, everything. It was been focused, and that book is known as Tirukural, which is also regarded as a sacred book of Tamil Nadu. And here mainly we see that how it also focused with 1330 couplets, followed by with the topic like Artha, Kana, as well as Dharma. So Dharma we all know, wherever we do like prayers, worshipping of God, all this comes under the Dharma. And Karma, whatever like good deeds or action we do to our others, like parents or like other people, that comes under the Karma. So even the holy book is also been categorized under 3 types of heading, which are also been given by one of the great sage known as Agastya. So in the first we see about the sage Agastya focusing on the Madurai state of Tamil Nadu, describing about the whole unit, about the planning of the system during those time and how it became one of the important factor for this particular holy text. Second stage we talk about the same Agastya sage, who also made a lots of compliments about the description about the place known as Kapatapuram, where he also highlighted about the people's source of earning, agriculture as the main backbone, and everything that was being highlighted in order to make a particular text as one of the great secrets and all the good points about those kinds of areas. And finally talking about the third stage known as the one of the main places of Tamil Nadu known as Madurai, focusing over those kinds of areas with the lots of improvement that was to be done during those era, or what was the kingdom, how it was been situated overall during those kinds of thing, as well as the era that we mainly describe over these 3 kinds of stages, and which mainly comes under one of the main sacred book of Tamil script known as Tirukural. So this was overall the gist as well as the summary of your 5th chapter of your ancient history, that is known as the Sangam Age. Hope you have understood today's class. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you. God bless.